Welcome back to the It's Really Not That Deep podcast.
It's never that deep.
So this weekend, I was listening to a podcast episode all about detachment from a new podcaster that I'm obsessed with. It's the Being Her podcast. Have to shout it out. But it was really all about like feminine energy and what detachment is, which I feel like even we've talked about. It's like, oh, well, let's do an episode on detachment. Well, what does that mean? So today, we are talking about detachment and breaking it down.
Yeah, and a little bit about what that means in terms of kind of diving into your feminine energy side and what that can look like, and how detachment isn't always like a toxic trait. It actually is a great thing to live by.
Quite the opposite of a toxic trait. I think there's a negative connotation about it of like escaping reality.
Yeah.
But that's not the case. It's not caring. It's just, to me at least, it's choosing to care more about yourself than anything else.
Yeah.
Pretty powerful.
Snaps.
Also, I don't know if we'll go into this episode, but I also had the idea of like detaching from your past self. The other night, I did not want to go out because I was so anxious and like I'm not going to have fun. And I'm like, wait, who is that? Who's talking right now? I went out and I had the best time ever. So maybe detaching from old narratives as well.
That's good. Honestly, I've never even thought about that, but I probably should.
That was the first time I ever thought about it 2 days ago. And of course I had to share with everyone.
As you should. So as much as I think definitely you more than me, I think whatever Joelle does, it trickles down to me and then I learn afterwards. But as much as this is something that we all want to learn, that we don't just wake up and detach ourselves from all the negative things in our life. It takes a long time, especially when we've been taught from our childhood that we are perceived and our worth is based on the way everyone around us sees ourselves.
Yeah. We have to perform.
Yeah. One thing I noticed about just the overall experience of being a woman is the idea of being a high value woman. And as much as that sounds like such a great concept and everyone wants to be seen as a high value person, I think the connotation around it is actually kind of negative.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does, because the way I used to think of it is like, okay, high value woman, doesn't sleep with random people, doesn't talk to all these people, doesn't give her energy everywhere, but do what you want. Mm-hmm. I think a high value woman is someone who values herself highly.
Yeah, exactly. And these words have been twisted so much in our in trends and things, like being a clean girl. It's so focused on being so low maintenance and natural, beautiful, blah blah blah, and yet you're putting on such a performance to maintain that image.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And I like what you put in here about the goalpost is constantly moving. As soon as you're never gonna be happy then. If you're not happy now, nothing about your external or anything is gonna make you happy once you reach it.
No, you're always going to be, oh, I'm almost there. I almost feel like the best in the world.
Yeah, look at what you did. Look at what you've done already.
Yeah.
Where you are now.
And
2 years ago, you would be proud.
I know, I always try to bring myself back to that.
And 80-year-old you would be proud as well.
Yeah.
Think about that, too.
Honestly, me now is proud.
Yeah, even better.
Mm-hmm.
How refreshing.
When I was looking this up, one thing that I just need your help here for my special brain. You know when it's two words are the same, but they're different? So I don't know if I wrote it, but you need to be natural but beautiful. Contradictory, no? Yes, but is there an oxymoron? A little bit?
I hear you. I don't know. You just can't win.
Yeah, it's just everything that you need to be is actually not, period. And with this problem of the goalposts and moving back and forth, I think that there's so many reasons why this episode is so important. For, as I mentioned, with social media intensifies the pressure to be the perfect image of yourself and to always have class and look always good, but then you have to be real. There's never a win, and you have to always have it all the time. Yeah. Another thing is with dating culture, especially like with women, that you need to feel like you have to be an idealized version of yourself. So one thing that I thought of, a really random example, because I was watching Love Island recently, and all the girls like put on makeup before bed. I'm like, that is crazy.
Yeah. Well, they are on television, in their defense.
I was also thinking that, but like, you're going to bed, girl.
No, I'm with you. Yeah.
Like, these guys who you supposedly like finding love with has never actually seen you.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. And then the last reason that I think is that as much as this is about like detachment and feminine energy, I think it's really important like in terms of mental health, because if you're chronically trying to perform, you end up lacking in every other area of your life. So I think this is really important to learn for the physical, mental, spiritual.
Also, it goes back to you're the only you. If you're not being you, someone's lacking you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Show up as yourself in the world and the right people are going to find you.
Because no one else is going to do it for you.
No. I do think before we go further, maybe we should talk about the difference between feminine and masculine energy, because those are keywords, buzzwords as well, that maybe we don't fully understand.
Yeah, and I don't want to go throwing around this thinking, because it is important to have both.
Yes.
But when I was like researching this episode, I truthfully didn't understand what feminine energy meant.
Yeah.
So I think putting a definition to it would be super helpful. So as I was looking into it a little bit, what I kind of came to terms with is that feminine energy, it's not really about gender. Like, as much as I do say like woman, it's not all about females or males. It's really more about the thought of like acting soft to please people, or not. Sorry, it's not about doing that. It's about three things: receptivity, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Receptivity, ease, and trust.
Yeah.
Whereas masculine energy is doing, pushing, controlling, and pursuing. So with feminine energy, as with masculine energy, you're so often seeking to like get the next thing or be in control, get to the top. But with feminine energy, you're allowing, receiving, flowing, and magnetizing.
Yeah.
I honestly, when I was also reading this, I was like, I think I have a lot of trouble touching to my feminine energy.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of the time, if you have a mask over yourself, you're not really allowing yourself to have that.
It also is like the core belief of I'm not good enough and I'm not deserving, because feminine energy is about allowing, receiving.
Yeah.
I can't accept if I don't think I'm deserving.
Exactly.
So how am I in my feminine? I'm not. I got to keep giving to other people to prove my worth. And when we're in a society that it's like you have to earn your worth and it's not inherent, it's really easy to lose yourself in that process and to just keep being under the illusion that you have to be different than you are. And I think that takes us to the illusion of control. And what the illusion of control is thinking you can control everything. And you can't. And you have to surrender, because what's going to happen is going to happen anyway. And the more you control and obsess, the more you're struggling.
And it's so easy to say this, and like then you get trapped in it and you just want to control every aspect of every single thing, relationship, everything. I think it's really interesting that it's called the illusion of control. What we're kind of going with is because, first of all, you're never actually in control of anyone. You can never be in control of anyone except for yourself. And in the end, it's almost like you're the last person that you have control on when you are going in circles. And a little bit more to explain this, using this quote, is the tighter you hold, the more it slips away, which I think is like a perfect explanation for it.
Yeah, also when you're like trying so hard to force something and hold on to it, you're in a scarcity mindset, which we'll get into later why that doesn't work and why it's harmful, but you gotta surrender. We're gonna talk more about this because it really isn't as easy as we make it sound.
Yeah. Often when we try to control things, even when we actually don't have control things, our brain loves to fill in gaps where gaps are not wanted to be filled. So moving on to us needing to stop filling the gaps.
Yeah, so like you said, when you don't have all the information, you make it up. You make up whatever feels most satisfying in that moment, and our brains have a negativity bias. So we automatically go to worst case scenario to try to protect ourselves. It's not helping. When I was going through my breakup, I was like, I don't really know what's going to happen. But if I prepare for the worst case scenario, then I'm really just feeling it twice. I may as well just wait and see what happens and deal with my emotions then, rather than making it all up.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's kind of cool that, like, I feel like how we're talking about this, it's kind of a step-by-step process, because we just lost control of our situation, so now we're filling in these gaps and we're ruminating on these cycles, which we've talked a lot about in the past about cognitive distortions, and this is exactly where those go in. We just make things up, and you end up in a situation that you've completely created and is not reality.
As an example of this, if someone's not texting you back, my mind has gone to, they're hooking up with someone else right now, as we speak. Like, no, they weren't. Why did I say that to myself?
Yeah.
So that's just an example. And something I've tried to do, and a tip to escape this, I'm going to say it harsh, make your life more interesting.
She's not wrong.
Fill your own life with things that fill your cup. Don't be relying on some man to text you back or whatever the situation is.
Yeah, and it's really hard when you're in a spiral to, like, realize that. But I was in a spiral a few weeks ago, and I remember so clearly I was sitting outside in the backyard, actually going crazy, filling in the gaps as one does naturally. Literally, like, no one likes me, I'm never gonna find anyone, the world sucks, blah, blah, blah. Then I'm like, Haley, what are you doing? Like, go do something.
Yeah.
So then, like, I go on a walk, or, like, I color, do anything, and I'm like, okay, put your phone away and realize, like, this is your life. Is this what you're gonna do with it?
Yeah. All about coming back to the present moment.
Yeah.
So on detachment, we're going to talk more about this throughout the episode, but the idea is to make your own life and your self-concept and your self-identity so strong that no one's going to come in and mess it up by their actions.
Yeah.
At least not, for a long time. Everyone gets upset.
And will continue to get upset.
Yeah, of course. Now, I fear that this can get confused with people should read my mind, and he should know what I'm thinking, and he should know what I want. We're not talking about staying silent. We're not talking about expecting your partner or your friend to be a mind reader. Detachment still requires communication. Let's be very clear.
Before you even get to the communication aspect, I think it's very important that you decide yourself what you want out of the situation. Because if you don't know and you're going into this like, he should know, he should read my mind, but can't even read your own mind, it's never going to go anywhere good.
Yeah, you're allowed to have needs, and don't be passive. I've been so passive in my life because I thought it wasn't okay to have needs, but somehow my partner was expected to know my needs. It's not the vibe.
Tell me what you want from me and I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I can't deal with games. I hate games. They're not for me. I don't even understand the games half the time. Maybe I'm the one playing them, though. I don't know.
And I think the goal of communication, it's not to control the other person and make them do things. It's for clarity. It's so you can understand each other. If this person is committed to you in a friendship, a relationship, they probably want to understand you.
Yeah. And I actually was saying this to my friend yesterday. I asked her, she was upset about something, and I asked, have you even talked to them about it? And she said no. And I said, you are not even giving them the chance to change. If you do not communicate what you want and what you need, you're never going to get met with those needs if you haven't already. And then once you do communicate those needs, and if you are not getting them still, then that's a different conversation.
Yeah, for sure. Resentment builds quick when you're not expressing needs.
Yeah. And with that, just tying it back to our need for control, when you have clear communication, it removes the pressure to control a situation because you guys are on the same page. It's great.
Yeah.
And once you start to communicate properly and communicate your needs, you stop being available for someone 24/7 out of the fear of them not understanding you or whatever it is, and you finally start valuing your own space. And with valuing your space and yourself comes the very important thing of scarcity and value.
Yeah, because that takes up a lot of mental space, thinking about someone else and blah, blah, blah. But it is true. people do value what they don't have constant access to. And I was thinking about this in the shower today because I think that when I'm in a relationship, I am very available. I'm very, like, I'm a communicative person. I answer my phone quickly, and I'm like, am I too available? But again, like, this isn't, we're not playing games here. Be who you are. It's more just like, if someone is all consuming your life and you're giving them so much energy and they're giving you nothing back, make yourself scarce.
Mm-hmm.
If you can.
No, like, for real, like, I just, like, going back to past situations, I was so, like, insecure in a relationship or in whatever it is that you feel like you need to be at their beck and call, and you need to actually be there at every waking moment for them, because if you're not, then they won't need you anymore. And that's really scary. You're literally fearing that you're going to lose whatever this person is, and this person has become a part of your identity. And that's the part that's a problem.
Yeah, I've been there, and it's scary because in fear of losing that person, you lose yourself. And that's way worse than losing anyone else.
And it's really crazy, even in, like, healthy relationships, like, you always hear of, like, someone losing yourself in a relationship, even if it was a great, healthy relationship. So I find it really, like, I don't know how to maintain this while you are in a, like, good, real relationship.
It takes a lot of practice, and it is more women than men because women are more relationship focused. Like, that is a fact. And so it's easier to put your life on hold for the relationship because that's just what we've been taught to do.
Yeah, because part of feminine energy is to be nurturing and to take care of people and to take care of things. And once you're in that role, it's really hard to remove yourself from it.
Yeah. You just really have to practice self-identity, which sounds silly, but it's not. What's silly is when you'll lose it. Then you get broken up with and don't know who you are.
I don't know if you have watched or if I've recommended this to you 100 times, but this season of The Summer I Turned Pretty, like, is literally this. Like, you watch her losing herself in a relationship, and her mom, like, really doesn't want her to be in this relationship because she sees herself in her and how she lost herself. And, like, you just see how the stage is, and I'm sure the relationship will end, and everyone's excited for that. Yeah. But I really recommend you watching it. I think you'd really like it.
Okay. So I guess it's a canon event, and if you've been through it, if you're going through it, you'll get out.
Yeah, and once you get out, don't feel like it's the end.
It's the beginning!
Yes. Are you kidding? Sister.
On this theme, another idea behind detachment is emotional independence. Like, I feel like we pretty much covered that. Like, you gotta be an individual. And your mood is your responsibility. This is something I really had to learn the hard way. I would love to blame someone else.
Yeah, but weirdly, your mood is totally on you, but I think you can use others to change your mood.
Expand.
I think there's a very healthy and very not healthy way of doing this. If you're going to depend on someone else to make sure you're happy, that's not okay, obviously. But if you are in a bad mood, 100 times out of 100 times, going on a walk with a friend or seeing a friend or distracting yourself in any way does clear your head, and it allows you to bring yourself to the present moment to then be like, okay, Haley, it wasn't that deep.
Yes, for sure. But at the end of the day, that is you still.
Yeah.
I totally agree. But it just goes back to the fact that your mood is your responsibility.
Yeah.
Good or bad.
Facts.
And something on this that I really like to do is, like, check in with myself throughout the day, because if I'm not in a good mood and I'm not feeling well, I'm going to adjust accordingly. I've canceled the podcast so many times because I'm like, today's just not the day.
It's not it.
And, like, that is, in my opinion, what I should be doing. Checking in with myself. That is emotional intelligence. Don't mind if I do.
Yeah, I think that's something I really have to work on, because as much as I am very in touch and, like, confident in, like, what I want to do and everything, I think I, in that sense, really try to people please. Like, I do not want to upset you, or I don't want, like, you or whoever. I don't want to cancel because I don't want you to be, and yet I cancel plans all the time. But if it's something that, like, we're both, like, expected to do, I, like, feel so much pressure to have to do it.
Yeah. Well, it's good to have a goal and, like,
work on it.
Yeah.
Check in.
Exactly. So just another podcast shout out. The Date Yourself Instead podcast, I'm obsessed with. And she always says, let go and let God. And that is like the idea of surrender. And I love that. And I think feminine detachment is just trusting the process. Like if it's meant to be, it will be. If I'm supposed to have it, I will. And I like say that to myself a lot. And it takes a long time for that to like, for me to believe that. But it's been working.
Yeah, and here it's like written like obsession is repelling. And I 100% agree with that. You and what I noticed, Flavia, you both, if something like, if you had an idea in mind or something was going well or you just like knew something positive, you really kept it to yourself. And like you did not talk about it. You let that sit. You sat with it. And I think that's like a really important thing. And I noticed both of you did that. And I think that's like exactly the energy that like you need. Does that make sense?
Yes. Because it's not like, oh, look at me, look at this. It's just like, I have this sense that this is supposed to be mine and I know that this is for me. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, but it's about me.
It's for you.
It's not about everyone else. And then if it doesn't work out, I'm not as embarrassed. Silver lining.
That's the part. But this has been helping me a lot lately, just like spiraling and just being like, you know what, like if I'm meant to have this, like I will.
Also, like, you're supposed to feel all the emotions. You're supposed to be stressed. You're supposed to be sad. If you're not, there's a problem. So when I'm in those states, I'm like, you know what? There's no good without bad.
Yeah.
Is this toxic positivity?
It might be. And we're going to roll with it.
Okay, so guys, me and Haley were out this weekend, and I got in a fight with a boy. I'm not going to get into details, but what I was reminded of in that moment is to shut up. When someone is like, forget about the situation. When someone is being disrespectful or someone is not giving you what you need, silence is powerful. Don't over-explain. Don't complain. Just observe. That is so powerful.
Silence makes people curious.
It really does.
And curiosity fuels everything.
It also like allows you to think before you speak, which I fear a lot of people lack, myself included. I mean,
I saw like this TikTok the other day. It was like, it's trending I think right now. It's a girl like freaking out and she goes, "No, never mind. Not worth my energy." And I'm like, that's it.
I love it.
Like sometimes you just gotta shut up, keep it in, and be like, it's not worth my time.
Also question yourself. Like if you do get annoyed by something or triggered by something, why? It's cool. It's self-exploration. Let it be an opportunity to know yourself deeper.
Yeah, and my professor once said that you should never trust anyone or yourself if you're not willing to ask questions and learn anything. So I think that's really important.
I like that.
Mm-hmm. And if you're trying to like defend someone, or if you're trying to defend yourself to someone, make sure if you're defending yourself to someone that you would change places with.
Yeah, like don't take advice or criticism.
Yeah, like why are you trying to defend someone to someone who will never understand?
Yeah.
It's like, it's not worth your time. You're literally trying to talk to a dog.
Choose your battles.
Choose your battles.
And when you kind of accept that not everyone's going to understand you and not everyone's going to like you, it becomes a lot easier to lose people. Because the people who don't understand you and don't value you are not meant to be in your life. And that is detachment, just kind of detaching from the outcome. If this person leaves, I can't hold on.
And sometimes we're the ones leaving, and sometimes you don't even realize you're the one leaving, but you've detached yourself from this identity who you know it no longer serves you. So some people sometimes go along with that. And I've seen a lot lately where talking about friendships, and I saw this guy, it was actually funny, how he's like, you ever wonder why you're friends with someone and then you remember that they got tenure? Like tenure, like, you know, like when you're a teacher and you get like tenure. Like, you've just been friends with someone for so long that like you feel like you need to be you can never let them go. Or like different friendships, like, yeah, they worked and they were great for what it was, but that doesn't mean that they need to be in your life forever. And it's okay to lose that person.
Love that. Also, if someone leaving your life would ruin your life, check your self-worth.
Yeah, check in on yourself.
Because that is what I thought about myself before my last relationship ended. I was like, what would I do? Who would I be? And that's what I struggled with when it ended. And then I found myself. But your relationship doesn't have to end to figure these things out. But really think about it. Like, if you wouldn't be okay without this person that you're obsessing over and attached to.
Yeah, as soon as you over-identify with whatever role you're in, if that's like being a girlfriend, a caretaker, whatever it is, yourself is no longer a role. And that's the most important. You're the only you.
And like, okay, this is very true. I don't know why I'm undermining myself. I do think when something leaves your life, like when one door closes, another one opens. And I do think people leaving and things leaving do make space for better things. Just know that whatever leaves your life, whoever leaves your life, they'll either come back or it's making room for something better, greater, more aligned.
Is that the thing you were questioning?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to like say the opposite there. I was like, why are you questioning that?
I don't know.
No, that makes perfect sense. And I think especially, like, just using you as an example. So you broke up with your ex, and then you had this thought, like, who am I going to be? And then you were alone, and you had to sit by yourself and figure out who you were, who you want to be, who you, like, everything. Found your self-concept. And then when the thing presented itself again, you weren't that same person. So whatever is coming knocking on your door, the circumstances have changed completely, no matter if it's been however long, because you changed.
Yeah. Change is scary, but very necessary.
Very necessary.
Going back to one of our first episodes, we know that I love an affirmation. If you don't have an affirmation app, please get it. I'm telling you, it makes
I don't have an affirmation app.
So my affirmations lately have been, what's meant for me will not pass me by. I say that when I'm going through the racks in the thrift store, and I say that when I'm going through breakups. It applies everywhere.
Yeah. I have very much confidence in that. And yet, like, in some aspects, I'm very, like, I'll walk into a thrift store and be like, the thrift gods are on my side today. Like, I just know it. I feel it in my bones. And then other times, like, I don't know. I don't manifest things sometimes. And I think it's a problem because I don't see it for myself.
I mean, everyone has, it's like motivation versus discipline. Like, everyone has moments where they're like, yeah, everything's going to work out for me. But it's in the harder times that you really have to force yourself to check back in. That's why the affirmation app doesn't care how you're feeling. It's coming in anyway. You're reading it anyway. And it goes into the subconscious. Get the damn affirmation app. Oh my God. It's called I Am.
I am. Huh.
I am powerful.
Is that what it says?
No.
Is it better than that?
They're really good. They're
okay.
like they always hit. They always know what to say.
Does it like take anything into account? It's the same for everyone all day, every
Probably
day.
the same for everyone all day, every day. But you know what?
I'm just
It's
curious.
uplifting. I don't know. Get it? And I guess we'll compare notes.
Next week on the affirmation app. With all this being said, going back to probably our first couple episodes with cognitive reframing, you have to learn to view this uncertainty as possibility, or what Joelle said, one door closes, another one opens. Lower your stress, increase your resilience, find your self-concept, be you, and
I do want to just go back to the first thing we said. Detachment is not caring. It's caring more about yourself than whatever the outcome is, and knowing that you'll get yourself and your support system will get you through whatever comes. You're more important than anything. Don't forget it for a second.
you're the only you.
Okay.
Love you.